From George Finnie Stadium here on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University, it is a crosstown rival clash between two programs here on a windy Wednesday evening. I'm Cole McDaniel. Everybody, thank you for watching and listening live here on BWYellowJackets.com as the 6-6 overall Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets host the John Carroll Blue Streaks, who come in with a record of 7-4-2. Mention the weather a little bit. Not too chilly of an evening, but mention the severe wind. You can maybe hear a little bit of it in the crowd mic as well here at the moment. Again, that wind really whipping across the field from right to left. And that is the direction heading towards that far right goal that John Carroll will be attacking as we get this one started. We'll take a look at these lineups here in just a moment, but now that these teams have both been playing a couple of conference games, still plenty of time left to go in the conference schedule. We're still at the early first half of this. John Carroll finds themselves atop the women's soccer rankings so far at the moment. First place in the conference, 3-0 so far in OAC play. As for the Yellow Jackets, they find themselves pinned in between Otterbein and Heidelberg, sitting right at that 7th spot. So maybe a great opportunity for the Yellow Jackets to try to get one here, see what they can do against John Carroll. Now, they did end a 5-game losing streak despite a hot start to the season. Went on that 5-game losing streak at the end of non-conference play, start of conference play, by beating Wilmington on Saturday by a score of 2-1. So the Yellow Jackets back on the right track, have a little bit of momentum going their way. But mention that 3-0 start for John Carroll in conference play, winning against Wilmington. Same score, 2-1 the Yellow Jackets had. Against Heidelberg, also a win of 2-1, and against Marietta, 1-0. So low scoring, close matchups for John Carroll so far in this one. Playing this one back the other direction, trying to drop it, taken away by the Yellow Jackets. Maybe an opportunity to come the other way. Here's Sydney Rice, leading goal scorer on the team for the Yellow Jackets, coming into the night. 64 shots so far this year. Anytime she gets a touch around the 18, watch out for her. Trying to find the run of Maddie Farrell, one of those offensive leaders. And Mary Litzinger also one of those forwards to maybe watch for off the bench, as she's been making an impact here the last couple of matches for the Yellow Jackets as well. So BW attacking from right to left. Of course, wind at their backs maybe helps give them a little bit of an advantage here in this first half. Of course, they're in their all gold uniforms for John Carroll in their all blue with the white sleeves. As Ackerman sends this one forward, it's going to be intercepted and played out now for a throw. So taking a look at the starting lineup for the home Yellow Jackets. Number 4, Anna Wolfinger. Number 5, Carly Beringer. Number 7, Sydney Rice. Number 8, Jillian Neal. Number 10, Paige Ackerman. Number 18, Casey Goluboff. Number 19, Brandy Philippi. Number 25, Maddie Farrell. Number 29, Haley Schwade. Number 37, Natalie Stewart. And number 39, Katie Scott in goal. And Wolfinger comes forward from left back. She'll take this throw right about the 20-yard line on the football hashes. Takes a hop up for Farrell and tries to look for Goluboff. And that will be out now for a goal kick and an opportunity to talk about the visiting John Carroll Blue Streaks. And their starting lineup in goal for them, number 0, Mackenzie Stees. Also on the field, number 3, Grace Monin. Number 7, Gabriella Walter. Number 10, Emily Petrizik. Number 12, Gianna Merlot. Number 13, Jennifer Crowley. Number 15, Meredith Koloian. Number 17, Claire Hollern. Number 18, Ali Malenki. Number 19, Lauren Gamini. And number 30, Juliana Contoul. So for John Carroll, their leading scorer, leader on the attack this season, Emily Petrizik, 45 shots coming into the night. 24 points that she has put up, courtesy of 11 goals and 2 assists. So she is going to be a huge factor offensively for John Carroll, something for the Yellow Jackets to watch out for. Of course, Petrizik sitting right around a lot of times that center attacking mid spot as well. Don't be surprised if you see Brandy Philippi try to be her shadow tonight. At least limit what she can do, take her out of the game. Here's an opportunity in the box. Sydney Rice, you know she wants to shoot, and she does, and finds the back of the net. And an early goal for the Yellow Jackets. A huge swing of momentum here early. And the Yellow Jackets, against a John Carroll team that they knew it was going to be a tough test tonight, getting that initial goal, going up 1-0, only 4 minutes in. Huge start for BW. It's going to be a test to hold on to this lead. But so far, the Yellow Jackets keeping the ball on the other end of the field. Had the advantage so far, probably being on the left side of the 50, just a little bit more in this one. So now up 1-0. Ackerman looking to keep possession. Plays this one down the line. It's going to be intercepted by Walter. Farrell turns that one over in the midfield. Malinke launches that one down the field. It's going to take a hop to Katie Scott. So as John Carroll looks to respond back, in addition to Emily Petrizik, also offensively, Grace Monin has the second most shots on the team. 4 points on the season for her. 1 goal and 2 assists. Now the second leading scorer for the team, Madison Rosado. Not part of that starting lineup here tonight. And maybe she can add a spark off the bench as well here a little bit later. Into the feet of the forward, Monin. Makes her run forward. And Juliana Contoul has it taken away from her. A little bit of physicality, pushing the back. Foul on Contoul. Wolfinger's going to leave this one for Ackerman, and we await the free kick now. Contoul, the senior midfielder, wearing number 30. Actually the backup goalkeeper as well for John Carroll on the night. So if she does have to go into goal at any point, expect to see that number 1 jersey come on. Of course, number 0, Mackenzie Stees, is back there in goal. Talking about those 2 goalkeepers, Contoul's actually spent more time in goal, more minutes so far this season than Stees, but again, if you can utilize both of them out there on the field and it works for you, why not take advantage of it? And there's that ball through to the right wing in the corner, playing back. Coming back to get it, it's Petrizik. Finding feet now, launching this one forward, and that one should just sail into the 18. Wind hangs that one up. A lot of contact there inside the 18. And I think that one's going to be pointed to the penalty spot, and it is deemed a penalty. And that was awkward there as that one was played forward. Just launched forward there by Walter. It hung up in the air, had a little bit of backspin. Wind helped slow that one down. Normally you'd see that one easily go into the box. Maybe Scott would have an opportunity to get to it instead because it hung up. Took an awkward bounce. Well done by John Carroll on the far side. Getting a touch on that ball. And then taken down in the box, and a great opportunity now for the Blue Streaks to equalize. Down 1-0 from 12 yards out. This one fired into the corner. We're all knotted up at 1-1. 38 minutes left to go here in the first half. So number 15, Meredith Koloian, Freshman midfielder from Avon. Tucks that one home. A gorgeous finish there. And that's exactly how John Carroll would like to respond, quickly and pretty easily there on that penalty. For the Yellow Jackets, obviously just giving up the goal. Of course, it is a little bit disheartening whenever you give up a penalty. But that being said, you got an early goal, took an early lead against a very talented John Carroll team who's off to a hot start in conference play. Have to feel good about what you've done so far. Really just one moment of switching off defensively. And that's all it took. Here's Rice winning it back, playing into the box. This could be a dangerous ball if it sneaks all the way through. Instead, defender gets goal side. This one sits up for Stewart, swinging the left leg through that one. Up and over the bar out for a goal kick. Pressure from behind. Schwade nearly wins that one back, and she does now. Finds Neal. Neal, that box-to-box midfielder. Playing it out to Schwade. Low ball driven into the 18. Cut out by number 7, Gabriella Walter. Schwade trying to take a touch there. It will roll out for a throw. And John Carroll will throw this one directly in front of the BW bench. Neal shielding this one off. Back to Beringer, over to Ackerman. Left center back looking for feet to Wolfinger. Pressure being applied by John Carroll, and Wolfinger will send this one all the way back to the feet of Scott, the goalkeeper. Schwade. Right back has it taken away from her from behind. The pressure being applied by Kaloyan. Now on the left wing, Monin. Getting on her preferred right foot. Playing this one square ball across the middle. Farrell's able to pick that up. Now in transition. Maybe if Rice can get this one, and no. This one just a little bit too far for her. And now out for a throw. And so, of course, as you always see in men's and women's soccer action in the conference, when the women are in one location, the men are playing in another as well, as the Yellow Jackets trying to pick up their first win of conference play so far on the road at Don Shula Stadium. Turning and pressure from behind from Stewart. Wins it back for a team. A 1-2 between Farrell and Rice. Now Farrell looking for that diagonal ball. Saw the initial touch there from Golubov. And then she was a little late on that challenge. Taking down number 7, Walter. And the Blue Streaks winning a free kick in their defensive half. We've played just over 10 minutes so far, and it's been an interesting 10 minutes here. As you're watching and listening live, again on bwyellowjackets.com, the home of all Yellow Jacket athletics. Malinke. This one floating up, hanging up in the air. Again, just see that wind making it awkward. Hard to judge that one when you're the defenders coming forward, because it looks like it's coming at you, but it dies a good 5-10 10 yards short. Foul from behind. Free kick 1 for BW. Cleared out by John Carroll, only as far as midfield. Ackerman takes a touch. Trying to cut back. Monin takes it away from her. Looking back for Monin. Nice one-touch ball back to her right back. Out to the far side. Koloian sitting on a goal. Contoul. Back to Gimini, now across the field. Foot race between Schwade and looking to shield off Colonian. Rice turning. And he'll finally able to settle this for the Yellow Jackets back on the floor. An opportunity to find feet. Maybe work the ball around with a little bit of possession. Farrell wanted the 1-2 with Wolfinger. Maybe should have gone back to the feet of Ackerman. Now out for a Blue Streaks throw. Farrell applying the pressure on the back of Malinke. Plays it back to Hollern. Every time it goes back to the feet of Walter, she just bombs that one forward. Not playing around with it. Settling it, looking for feet, but a lot of credit to the midfield. Tons of 1- and 2-touch passing, and also see the same thing from the forwards coming back. Monin's had some great hold-up play as well. Foot race on the far side. Koloian, the left winger, trying to get to that one. Picked up in the middle. Out to Koloian. On the right foot, she wants a shot. It's deflected off of Monin. Monin's going to have to try to keep it in. And she's able to do so. Tight pressure on her. This one crossed into the box. Right at that near post. And Scott able to easily corral that one. Still 1-1. 30 minutes left to go here in the first half. Farrell wins the header on the 50-50 ball in the middle. This one going to just be cleared out. Now a throw, last off of Gimini. Here's Rice from distance. She wants it, puts it on frame, had some pace behind that one. Directly into the hands of Stees, senior goalkeeper from Brecksville. So mention, obviously both men's programs playing right now at John Carroll. We'll give you updates on that throughout the night as well. But also in the OAC, plenty of women's soccer action. Ohio Northern already defeated Heidelberg 1-0 this afternoon. Other matches going on right now. Capital against Muskingum, Wilmington at Otterbein, and Marietta at Mount Union. As score updates start to come through, I will make sure to give you updates on what's happening around the conference. Here's Farrell from distance, wants it with the left foot. Begging for the deflection and thinks that should have been a corner. Looked like she just didn't get the solid contact she wanted on that. Experienced senior. Maybe trying to pull a fast one there on the official, but not getting the corner. It's going to be a goal kick. Just came off too far on that left boot. Curling wide left the whole way. 50-50 header won by number 13, Crowley. Koloian feeds Monin. Now on the break in transition. Petrizic getting on her left foot. And a great save by Katie Scott, coming out 1v1 with the leading goal scorer for the Blue Streaks, and that looked almost a certain goal. Katie Scott said no, slammed the door shut. We're still knotted up at 1-1. And despite the save, if you're the Yellow Jackets, you do have to be concerned about John Carroll's ability in transition on the break. Excellent 2 passes to open that up and getting really your star attacking player out in transition. Like I said, looked like it was nearly going to be a goal and probably should have been a goal. You don't want your center backs necessarily 1v1 with her. Blue Streaks trying to test the Yellow Jackets defense again. Ackerman clears this one. Rice turns. This one just going to be sent the other way. They're going to be offsides on the Blue Streaks. Near sideline judge on top of that one. Last off of Stewart will be a John Carroll throw off to the far side of the field. Here's Rice. Little behind Farrell. She's able to get to it. Looking for Golubov. She's going to have to run this one down. Just gets it. Keeps it in play. And then last off of the Blue Streaks and will be a Yellow Jackets throw off to your left-hand side of the screen. Inside the 18. Opportunity for Stewart. Just a little outside of the 6. Wrap the left foot around it. Put it on frame. If it was maybe a little bit farther towards that back post, would have been able to get by Stees instead. She's able to comfortably dive on that one. Collect it. But a great opportunity for the Yellow Jackets the other way. So back and forth these two teams go. Really momentum not in either team's favor here at this point. Feels like it is a dead even split with how these two have been playing. Looking for feet. Contoul back to Walter. That one's going to just sneak inside the 18. Katie Scott going to just pick that one up. And take time to push her team forward and take advantage of the wind at her back. Boots this one away the other direction. Stewart keeps it in play right in front of her bench. Double team being applied and down the right channel to Rice and just played out now for a throw. So first substitution now of the night at left wing. The Yellow Jackets taking out Casey Golubov. Into the match, number 22, Mary Litzinger. And mentioned the freshman out of Sardinia. Has definitely shown some things here in the last couple of weeks when she's come into the match. Here's a beautiful strike. The half volley sat up nicely for Neal. Got the laces through it. Plenty of power. That one directly into the chest, though, of Stees. Maybe not the easiest save there, but it was pretty close in her direction. She didn't have to move too much. But BW continuing to apply that pressure offensively. And we're just about now hitting that halfway point here of the first half. That one awkward for Litzinger. She lost that one up in the air. Rice on the back of Merlot, and Merlot just puts that one into the stands. Now a throw here on the left-hand side. Wolfinger will come forward. Wolfinger into the 18. Takes a hop. Stewart trying to lay it off for Farrell. They're only about a yard, maybe 2 yards away from each other. So not much room for Farrell to really step into that one and fire that shot. Hop in front of Litzinger. Looks like it's last off the forehead there of Contoul, and it is. .50 ball in the middle. One by Farrell. Finding Stewart, tripped up maybe a little bit from behind. Getting stumbled maybe on her own feet there. Good no call there from the official. Play on. Here's Schwade. Finding Philippi in some tight space. She does an excellent job turning and finding the feet of Ackerman. Great turn there by Farrell to Litzinger, and Litzinger trying to turn upfield. Still going to stay with the Yellow Jackets, just back in their defensive half. Rice looking for the run of Litzinger. John Carroll should get to that one first, but Walter just clears that one out, and it will be a throw deep in the corner. An update on the men's match at John Carroll. It is the home team in that one. John Carroll taking the early 1-0 lead. Throw to Neal, and tough as that one smacked off of that turf as it was thrown directly into the turf, and awkward hop up. Going to be last off of the Yellow Jackets out for a John Carroll throw, and John Carroll makes their first substitution of the evening. Checking to the bench is number 30, Juliana Contoul. Into the match, number 5, Abby Smith. Philippi wins it back. Farrell, a dangerous ball diagonally into the box. Natalie Stewart was close to that one. Crowley did a pretty decent job there at left back. Got the touch on that, then was able to shield off Stewart and let Stees come forward and clean up the 18. Rice taking it herself with the left foot, a low shot. Looking to tuck that one in at the near post. Stees gets low and parries that one to the side. And it's now going to be a corner for the Yellow Jackets. So number 22, Mary Litzinger, the left-footed winger, goes out to the far side of the field and will look to hit the in-swinger. That one right inside the 18. That one's going to go directly into the back corner. Wow. And the Yellow Jackets now find themselves up 2-1. And when you have that in-swinging corner coming in, plus you have the wind really pushing from right to left across the field, that was always something to pay attention to. Thought she might be able to land that one right inside the 6. I think that's exactly where she was aiming. Just so happened that extra push from the win. The curl on that one tucks it home. What an incredible goal. It's now her 3rd on the season. And so this was crucial for the Yellow Jackets against John Carroll to jump out tonight. Try to get on the right foot early. You don't want to play from behind. Here's a shot, and this one skips into the arms of Scott. And the Yellow Jackets have played very well so far. It's been competitive, but also, in addition to it just being so competitive, talked about that wind at your back certainly being an advantage. Now, it did happen to be a disadvantage, though, on that penalty goal, as it was misjudged in the air. And then John Carroll, they were able to win that ball, get to it, and then there was a foul in the box. And that's how John Carroll got that first goal. But when you're able to clear the ball a little bit farther than you normally can, have plays like that happen, it is definitely helpful. So far, the rain's held off as well. Chance of rain here in the area. Saw a couple of sprinkles during pregame warm-ups, but nothing to this point. Of course, that could also be something to pay attention to here later this evening, maybe as we get towards the second half. But keep in mind as well, if the wind continues to keep up, John Carroll will have it at their backs come the second half. Wolfinger looking for Litzinger on the left wing, trying to get the cross and just put off a little bit there. Excellent shoulder-to-shoulder bump. And Litzinger was not able to really get her hips turned, drive through that ball, send it across the middle, out for a goal kick. Smith keeps it in play. Playing it forward, Monin giving chase. Takes a hop over the right back, Gamini. She gets to it, finds her right center back, Walter. Walter clears that one. Neal shielded off by number 29, Lizzie Wu. Still in play right there on the touchline, and now going to be last off of Gamini as she stumbled. Just a 50-50 bump between her and Litzinger. Now Neal from outside the 18. She wants it from deep. And Neal has had a couple of looks that have been really interesting here so far in the first half. Had that half volley that took a nice hop up. She was able to get the left boot through it, plenty of power. That one was able to be saved. That one there with the right foot, she wanted that for long. And from long, she put that one over the crossbar. Had plenty of power on it, just not able to drop that one down towards that back post, towards the upper 90 there. And now a corner on the far side after the deflection there on that cross attempt. And Litzinger, who just had a direct goal from the corner a couple minutes ago, she's going to be set to take this one following the Yellow Jackets substitution. Number 32, Bella Regal, the senior out of Niles, in and checking out number 8, Jillian Neal. Litzinger plays this one short. Schwade into the 18. Initial header won by John Carroll. Now trying to clear this one. Still kept right around the 18. Farrell, awkward for her as she turns. This one actually could work out as it floats up in the middle. Still a 50-50 ball. Farrell keeps it alive. And looks like the official might have called a high boot there. There was a little bit of pushing and shoving there as well. So it could have easily Also just been a foul call. Farrell not too happy with that, but credit to her keeping the play alive, making it hard for John Carroll to get it outside of the 18 and clear. Winning this one back, Malinke on the right wing, Smith. Smith looking for that cross. This one going to float up and over the top of the bar and out of the back of the end zone there on the football field. It's going to be a goal kick following the substitution for John Carroll. Going to the bench is the goal scorer for the Blue Streaks, number 15, Meredith Kaloian. Into the match, number 22, Madison Rosado. And Rosado, the sophomore forward out of North Ridgeville, mentioned that she's the second leading scorer for the Blue Streaks. So a great threat to be able to toss in if you're John Carroll. Finding yourself down one. Still a little over 12 and a half minutes left to go, though, in the first half. Plenty of time. And prior to this throw, we'll have a substitution for the Yellow Jackets. So Paige Ackerman going to the bench in number 42, Lexi Thompson, freshman from Mainville. Wolfinger looking down the line towards the run of Regal. It's going to be last off of John Carroll, out for a Yellow Jackets throw again. Here's Rice. Rice wants the shot. Low and curling back left. And that one took a couple hops just directly into Stees. Didn't have to move to her right or to her left. Fairly comfortable. But a lot of credit to Rice as she's been putting those shots low and hard and making it difficult. Now an opportunity the other way. Petrizik plays this one back. Now this one hanging up towards the back post. Smith looking to keep it in play. A step over and turning. Wolfinger trying to clear, but now it's Monin. Here's Petrizik getting past Schwade on her left foot. Tucks this one towards the back post and just a little bit wide. It will be a goal kick for the Yellow Jackets. As soon as Petrizik dropped that shoulder and got past Schwade, knew she was going to fire. Maybe a tough angle there as couldn't go near post because Katie Scott had that covered. Near post was probably the best option there. And that was oh so close to knotting this one up at 2-2 with 10 minutes left to go. But the Yellow Jackets still find themselves up one. Bailey Hall, who's getting her first action of the match, plays it out to Rice on the right wing. Nearly has it taken away, but she shields it off and keeps possession. Getting past the defender, playing this one into the 18. Off the left shin guard of Walter, out for a corner. Substitution for the Yellow Jackets. So Schwade goes to the bench, and number 20, Kaylee Neal, into the match. Here's Litzinger inside the 6. This one gets towards the back post. Maddie Farrell first to get to it. Just a little bit put off as she was trying to send it back across the middle. And that one hits the outside of the netting. And it will be a goal kick here in a moment. Sydney Mudge now in for the Yellow Jackets as well. That just gets over the head of Mudge and now played out by Gimini. Throw for BW again. Throw into Farrell, finding her feet. Looking forward, and that one going to roll out now for a goal kick. Taking a look at some of these stats here so far. Mentioned that it's been a lot of back and forth between these two, but the Yellow Jackets, reason why they're up 2-1 right now, well, they've applied a little bit more pressure and kept the ball actually down on this end probably more of the time. John Carroll's had some great opportunities in transition, but over half of the game's probably been spent on this other end. Now another transition opportunity, blowing past the defender. Here's a shot, tucking this one towards the back post, and Katie Scott, full extension, gets the fingertips to it, and strong enough to parry that one wide. Corner now for John Carroll. Nearly able to knot this one up. Great run by Rosado, and she was aggressive, and gorgeous strike there. Maybe an opportunity still to capitalize, and the header one in the box by Walter. And that one was actually pretty close to hitting that upper left-hand corner of the goal. Up and over and now out for a goal kick, and several substitutions coming for John Carroll, and all danger averted for the Yellow Jackets there. So after those two shots and surviving those attacks from John Carroll, Baldwin Wallace has 14 shots so far on the night, 8 of them on goal. Should be 8 shots now for John Carroll following those 2 they just had, 5 of those on goal. So if this second half goes anything like the first half has gone, expect these offenses to be aggressive. And definitely expect them to look to get out in transition as we've seen so far. 6 minutes left to go. Regal finding Mudge. She has an opportunity to turn. Looking down that left-hand channel for the run of Rice, the center forward. Although it was cut out by Gimini, Gimini played it out for a throw. Wolfinger into the feet of Rice. Good hold-up play. Now across to Bailey Hall. Back to Regal. Touches that to the outside. Thompson not going to be able to get to that one. She just held off on that run. And the far side line judge thought there was a deflection. Center official thought that, seemed like he thought that that was off of BW, but going with what the line judge said, sub comes in as well. As Alyssa Scatino now into the match. Thompson. Out to Regal. Regal into the 18, headed away at the near post. Another substitution coming for the Yellow Jackets here in a moment. Seems like so far every dead ball has either been a John Carroll substitution or a BW substitution, getting a lot of fresh legs into this match. It's been a little bit like a track meet out there. Here's a hard challenge there in the middle, and won by Walter, but danger not gone yet. Mudge on the volley. Tried to wrap her hips around that one and swing that right leg. That one came off high and up and over the bar, and now out for a goal kick. Maddie Farrell will go to the bench. Number 12, Jenna Idle, into the match. Good move there by Rosado. Has it taken away, though. This one launched forward. Neal tries to settle. One back for John Carroll. Diagonal run, but Wolfinger gets to that one before Smith. Here is Rosado trying to get to her right foot, touching that one forward with the outside of her boot and unable to connect with Petrizic. Here's Hall. Keeping it in play. A lot of space there in the middle. And a little tug from behind, and official directly on top of that one and calls the foul. And now the Yellow Jackets the opportunity to push the gold jerseys forward. Thompson, the right back, puts her hand up. Puts this one inside the 18. Actually just made it to the front of the 18. Headed away by Walter. Only out as far as Philippi, who tried to put that one back into the box. An opportunity for Smith to turn and get out in transition. Beats another defender. Excellent tracking back, though, from Sydney Mudge, the left wing, helping out her defense. And that could be a huge challenge. Those types of hustle plays are the ones that make a difference in close games. Awkward hop into the 18, but Wolfinger smartly just plays that one out. Live to see another day and just face the throw. A minute and a half left. Into the box. Cheeky little flick by Rosado. Would have been nearly impossible to get the pace on that one, though, to beat Scott. She picks that one up and sends it the other direction. Hard challenge from Idle. I think this is going to be a talking to from the official. Not going to the book here yet so far. That one's one of those that could easily be borderline. Official not wanting to pull out the cards here yet so far. Just tells Idle to calm down. Ball into the 18. Thompson shielding. Scott jumps on that one. And unless something crazy happens, looks like the Yellow Jackets are going to go into the locker room, finding themselves up one against John Carroll here at home. Still 30 seconds left. Maybe an opportunity for the Yellow Jackets to put another one up on the board on the attack. Mudge looking from deep, firing this one low and past the near post. That one's going to be out for a goal kick. And that really should be the last action here in this half. And what's been so far a very competitive, great matchup between these two crosstown rivals here in Northeast Ohio. I want to thank everybody again for watching and listening live on bwyellowjackets.com to OAC women's soccer action. And before we take a break here at halftime, a reminder that tonight's Yellow Jacket women's soccer match is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine, proud medical provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, as well as Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. So if you missed the beginning of this match and just started tuning in a little bit late, a quick recap, again, before we go to the break. Sydney Rice opened up the scoring for the Yellow Jackets in the 4th minute. Just a few minutes later, equalizing goal, courtesy of Meredith Koloian from the penalty spot, making it 1-1. And then Mary Litzinger, an in-swinging corner from the far side, put that one right inside the 6, and the wind gave it a little bit of an extra push, and she tucked that one in right inside the back corner netting. What an excellent goal. You're not going to see too many better than that. And that's where the Yellow Jackets again, find themselves up 2-1, courtesy of that 27th minute goal. For myself, Cole McDaniel, I'm going to take a break here during halftime. Make sure to not go away. Stay tuned for the second half action. We'll get things going again here in about 13 and a half minutes. Back from George Finnie Stadium here on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University, Tressel Field, as we're about to get the second half underway, as the Yellow Jackets leading the Blue Streaks by a score of 2-1 here in OAC conference play. As we're, as I said, about to get the second half underway in women's soccer action. The rain has started to fall in the last 5 to 10 minutes here during halftime. Pay attention if that makes the turf a little bit more slick. Something to pay attention to as well is those low-driven shots, those balls inside the 18, especially close to the 6, the goalkeeper box, can be really tough on that slick surface if they're played low and skipping. And we'll see if that makes an impact. Wind still pretty heavy from right to left across your screen. So John Carroll going to have the wind at their backs this half. And off to an early start, looking to get out on the attack. Playing this one back. Outside the 18, a square ball. And cut out by the Yellow Jackets. BW's lineup remains unchanged from how they started in the first half. And the main change for John Carroll, now that they find themselves down 1, looking to get back into this one, number 22, Madison Rosado, now starting out this half. This one hangs up inside the 18, caught by Katie Scott. So, of course, we've got a close battle here. But taking a look around the conference, mentioned that Ohio Northern defeated Heidelberg by a score of 1-0 earlier. This one played towards the back post, going to take a skip off the turf. It's going to be out for a goal kick. So looking at the rest of the women's soccer action here in the conference, Capital, last update there is they had a 4-0 lead over Muskingum. Only 2 minutes remaining left in that match. Wilmington and Otterbein were knotted up at 0-0. 0-0 score there as they're getting the second half started. And Mount Union up 2-1 over Marietta. So that rain beginning to pick up even more at this point. It's starting to see what looks like a sheet of rain coming across that field. Driven free kick, not able to get into the 18. Cutting back, looking for feet. Across the field, heavy touch, and that one pops up. Philippi gets to it. Neal sends it the other direction. Stewart giving chase. And that clearance off of her head. Stewart maybe looks a little bit dazed and in pain. The official taking a look back. And now as this one's going to go out of play, wouldn't be surprised for the official to stop this one dead. Stop the clock and check on Stewart. Looks like she said she's okay. And we'll get this one going once again. It'll be out for a Yellow Jackets throw, out on the far side. Mention again the Yellow Jackets doubling up the shots they have compared to John Carroll. 2 corners compared to 1 corner for the Blue Streaks, but one of those 2 corners for the Yellow Jackets, resulting in that goal from Mary Litzinger. One of the goals of the season. Definitely going to be in contention. Maybe an opportunity to respond here for John Carroll. That through ball for Rosado. Katie Scott comes forward, commands her box, dives on that ball, and clears this one up to midfield. Stewart to Rice to Farrell. Farrell just a split second too late as Walter stepped forward and won possession of the ball for her team. Now a throw for John Carroll. Left back Crowley. Heavy touch from Farrell. Trying to turn and keep that one in play, firing it down the right-hand channel. Throw again for the Blue Streaks. Off of Philippi. Take number 3. This time Stewart comes away with it. And it's going to be last off of her. Pressure from behind. So 5 throws in a row from a matter of inside about 15 yards. Haven't moved very far. Now here comes John Carroll getting off of that side. Philippi tracking back defensively. Clearance only getting as far as Crowley. And she tried to put it back inside the 18. Farrell sends it out to midfield.
The women's volleyball team is currently in action across town as the team traveled to University Heights for an Ohio Athletic Conference game against John
Neal
Carroll University.
stepping in front of Malenki.
That match started at 7 o'clock. The next home game is on
Now down the right wing. Opportunity through the 18 in the direction of Rosado. An excellent tracking there from Philippi, the center defensive back. The center defensive mid. Almost playing like a back there in the defense. As she was tracking back following that run of Rosado. Great opportunity for John Carroll there. Down 1. Played about 7 minutes so far here in the half. Rice, great turn, going with speed. Blue jerseys tracking back, getting in front of Rice, but she still wants the shot. And this one going wide the whole way. She was looking towards that back post and drug it wide. Goal kick. This one takes a skip through on that wet surface. Trailing runner, giving support, cutting back, finding it in the middle. And there's a save there. The slow roller from Grace Monin, if that had some more pace behind it and was tucked towards that back post, Katie Scott wouldn't have been able to get there. Instead, fortunate break there for the Yellow Jackets in transition. Out at right wing, that's where Emily Petrizik is actually, rather than in the middle of the field, playing out on that far side, and she's made some dangerous runs from the right wing. Here's Rosado winning it back. The drop ball. Deflection on the shot from the Blue Streaks goal scorer, Coloian. A challenge there in the middle. It's going to be a foul. And the Yellow Jackets can slow things down a little bit here. Push the gold jerseys forward. And Schwade going to take this free kick from about midfield. Hand up into the box to Farrell. Back to Rice. Rice flicks that one up. Farrell trying to go with the overhead kick. Still going to be the Yellow Jackets ball here in the right-hand corner, a throw. Down in the final third. It's going to be cut out immediately on that throw, but Philippi tracking back. She needs some help. Needs a drop option. Instead, a square ball across the middle. And those square balls usually don't work out and spell danger. Now in transition, through ball from Petrizik. It's going to be too heavy for Rosado. And the shield out by Beringer. And she's taken down from behind, and maybe an awkward fall from her. Rosado not happy with it, but Beringer had every right. Ball in playing distance. Just shielding that one out for the goal kick. At least trying to shield it out for a goal kick, of course, was taken down. So now going to be a free kick right at the end line there, only about 2-3 yards in play. Monin. Neal with the slide tackle, but it's still with John Carroll. Heavy touch there, trying to cut inside. Petruzik has it taking away. Rice hustling, giving chase. It's going to be last off of her, and now a throw for the Blue Streaks. We've played 10 in the second half, and the Yellow Jackets still find themselves up a goal. Now, if you missed the first half, start tuning in here a little bit later. A reminder, the Yellow Jackets coming into this one 6-6 overall, so 500 on the season. In conference, 1-2 to this point. Actually, their win over Wilmington this past Saturday ended a 5-game losing streak. They had a hot start to the year. And after that little skid, getting back on track, playing much better as well. And the proof is showing up on the scoreboard here right now. Shows how much better the Yellow Jackets have been playing, because find themselves up a goal against a team coming into the night 7-4-2 overall, 3-0 in conference play, and sitting atop the OAC tables. Rain coming down harder and harder. Definitely making visibility more difficult. Farrell wins possession back. Looking for that through ball to Stewart, and it's actually headed by number 12, Merlot. Schwade lets that one run out of play, and now a throw for the Yellow Jackets. Slight deflection there. And John Carroll now a throw, and they're attacking third. And the left back, Crowley, coming forward to take this one. Couple blue jerseys showing, instead going inside the 18. This one's going to skip. Stewart coming back, puts it out in pretty much the same spot it was just thrown in from. Farrell with the initial header. Philippi cleans it up. Farrell can settle. Has Stewart ahead of her. Instead going long. Now Stewart giving chase. John Carroll's going to be able to get to this one first. See if they keep it in play or if this one goes out. Stays in just on that touch line. And Schwade was last off of her. Surprised that Stewart stepped over that ball. He was still on the line. Could have kept that one in play. Now John Carroll, an opportunity to break the other direction. Finding feet. This one just going to be played out for a throw. As you're watching and listening to this women's soccer match live on bwyellowjackets.com, tonight's Yellow Jacket women's soccer match is being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider, and Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. Switching play out to the far side. It was a wonderful ball out to the far side, switching it to a wide open Ali Malenki. The freshman midfielder had plenty of space, but just talked about that wet surface. And even though the rain's not coming down quite as hard, it's maybe changed to a little bit lighter of a rain than it was 2 minutes ago. that surface has gotten really slick, and you're going to see that ball really hit that turf and skip and pick up speed. Something that's going to make it difficult on the defenders when they're tracking back, facing their own goal inside the box. Very difficult on the goalkeepers with those low shots as well. Can the Yellow Jackets get a shot here into the box? Touched by Farrell. Wants to cross this one across the middle. It was deflected. Philippi finds Schwade, who wants to put this one back into the box. Ducking and letting that one go is Walter. Great communication as Stees called her defender off. Free kick now for John Carroll coming from the middle of the field. It's going to be sitting at the 35-yard line on the football hashes. And here from the middle, obviously it's super far back, but Walter, we've seen her play the ball forward and go long a lot when it's gotten to her feet. She does have the wind at her back. Saw the spectacular from Litzinger for BW to take the lead. Can the defender go for the spectacular here? A low-driven ball, and she skips that one into the shins of Yellow Jacket defenders. Goluboff muscled off that ball by Walter, but it's going to be last off of the Yellow Jackets, actually. And a throw now for John Carroll. Playing this one low. Farrell was open at the top of the 18. Cut out, and now Ackerman up to Stewart. Tight on her back, applying pressure is Crowley. Crowley wins this one. And facing her own goal, going to just play this out now for a Yellow Jackets throw. 28.5 minutes left to go here in the second half. From George Finnie Stadium on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. Beringer. Touch off of the thigh and then in the air, volleying that one. Rice in the attacking third. Trying to flick this one up and over and get to it. She does keep possession. A Cruyff. Now looking for the drop and finds Schwade. Low driven ball. One back by John Carroll. Oh, an awkward hop over. Maybe a great opportunity. Touch through. Did bounce up and hit the hand of Ackerman. Came down, sat at the left foot of Petrizic. Her shot from outside the 18. Lowen took a skip or two. But there at the near post, Scott had that one covered. Now Goluboff. Back to Farrell. And Farrell, a little miscommunication with her and Stewart. She tried to play the low-driven ball. You see the look up at the sky, a little bit of frustration with herself there on that ball. Rice turning, wants this shot from deep. Dominant right foot. That one on the left foot. We know she can fire with both feet. That one did not have the curl that she wanted. Started outside of the post, remained outside of the post. Now a goal kick and substitutions for the Blue Streaks. So number 5, Abby Smith, the freshman midfielder from Bay Village. And number 29, Lizzie Wu, the sophomore midfielder out of Westerville, back in for their first action here of the second half. We're very nearly at that halfway mark here of time played in the second half. And the Yellow Jackets have to be thrilled with what they see up on the board here at the moment. But don't expect John Carroll to step off. They're going to continue to do what they can to try to get back into this one and tie this one up. Going to be a throw on the far side, just a little bit to the left of the Yellow Jackets bench. Wolfinger gets in front of Rosado and clears that one out. Hit the stands on the far side, and brief pause before that throw as the ball, after it hit the stands, rolled through the field. And the official has the ball girls pick that one up, and now as we get this one back in play, it's going to be last off the Yellow Jackets, and now a corner for John Carroll. Last corner we saw from them, they were able to swing the ball in and find the head of number 7, Gabriella Walter, one of the taller players out there on the field. Her header a little bit high, searching for that upper corner. We'll see if they look for her again. Some pushing and shoving there inside the 18. Official wants to talk it over here first. Little discussion. And then we'll have take two here on the outswinger from the far side. This one hangs up. Header by Rosado. Right behind her was Gabriella Walter. Rosado's header went straight up in the air and wasn't on frame, just popped up enough that Scott was able to come forward and catch it. Here's Farrell, tripped up in the middle of the field. I think we're going to see a card to Lizzie Wu. So first into the books here this evening. Maybe not intentional from her, but that 50-50 ball won by Farrell. And Farrell pushed that one ahead of Wu, and there's plenty of space for her, so really would have started a transition and started the break. So honestly, a smart foul. Several substitutions here for the Yellow Jackets prior to this throw. Stewart will go to the bench, as well as Casey Goluboff. So changing the wingers. Mary Litzinger, who has a goal on the evening, back into this one, as well as Sydney Mudge. And here's a shot and a goal now for the Yellow Jackets. They get another one on the board. Now 3-1 in favor of the Yellow Jackets here at home against John Carroll. And quickly after those substitutions, finding the back of the net. And sometimes that 2-goal lead can be one of the most dangerous in this sport. Can't switch off, have to stay focused. John Carroll has the firepower to stay in this one and pull one back. If you're John Carroll, you know, you get down the field, get out in transition, do what you can do to quickly respond back. And a lot of this is courtesy, again, to the great first half that the Yellow Jackets had, putting them on the right foot. Header there is Wu coming through the back of Farrell. Farrell, one of the shorter players out there on the field, and she took a shot from behind. Doesn't seem to be too bothered by that impact she took. Seems to be okay. Still running on that adrenaline from scoring the goal. On Farrell's goal, the assist coming by way of Sydney Rice. So Rice now has her second assist on the season, and Farrell, her third goal on the year. Ball out on the far side to throw. Into the feet of Litzinger. Putting her head down and trucking forward. Finds Rice. Rice looking to switch play. Out to Schwade. She's got plenty of room. 20 yards of space in front of her. Takes a couple touches forward. If she wants to fire, she can. From distance, looking towards the back post. Awkward, the initial save. And Litzinger follows it up. Another goal. Disaster for John Carroll defensively. And the Yellow Jackets now find themselves up 3-4-1 BW. And that one just a mistake that Mackenzie Stees will want back. As that one was off frame. Just into the box. It was going to be going wide to the left. And sees that she laid out for that one. Maybe the amount of water and the slipperiness maybe between the gloves and the ball and hitting the turf all at the same time forced her to spill that one. And Litzinger, have yourself a night. The freshman winger. 2 goals. Now 4 on the season for her. So exactly 20 minutes left to go in this second half. If you're John Carroll, you have to be shocked at this point because it had been so competitive, so back and forth in that first half. In the matter of 2 minutes. Oh, how this beautiful game can just change so quickly. And it has. Rain's starting to pick up just a little bit more again here. Regal, excellent move across deep towards the back post. Litzinger was cutting in. She found herself in the middle of the box, and Regal hung that one up towards that back post. No one home there, and Stees tracks that one down. She'll punt this one away. Next dead ball, we'll have a few Yellow Jacket substitutions coming our way. Monin. Try to bring that one down. Heavy touch. Ackerman clears it away. She comes up hobbling just a little bit. Takes a hop over the left back, and Mudge gets to it. Going 1v1. The cross. Going to be last off of Crowley. Out for a corner. And here come those substitutions for BW. Ackerman goes to the bench. And so does Schwade. So changes in the defense. As number 42, Lexi Thompson in, as well as number 20, Kaylee Neal in. So Litzinger, the left-footed winger, crossing this one towards the back post. And this one saved off of the line. Of course, no goal line technology here in college soccer. And that one slipped underneath of Stees. The line judge obviously had the best view down the line. Whole ball has to cross that line and must not have. Excellent defending. Backs up against it. Thompson on the cross, and that one deflects out. Now a throw. Regal taken off of her. John Carroll looking to get out in transition. Petrizik finds Monin. Malenki looking for some help. Finds Petrizik a 1-2. Malenki can fire this one low, and that one is deflected off of Wolfinger, now out for a throw.
Subbing in the game for John Carroll, number 17, Claire Hallner.
Mudge to Thompson. This pass goes wayward. Wu has it, wants it from distance towards the near post. It probably would have been about a foot or two to the left, going a little wide. Katie Scott having an excellent night in goal. Catches that one.
Classic against Muskegon University at 1:30.
Thompson winning it. Regal to Neal. Neal looking to turn. And trip from behind. And the Yellow Jackets win the free kick. Kaylee Neal looking to send this one long towards the 18. John Carroll wins the ball back. Looking to send this one up the other direction. Monin, great touch and good find there to get the head up and switch play. Smith feeding it forward. In the middle, Monin, opportunity to shoot. And it was blocked. Putting that foot down, and strong defensively for the Yellow Jackets. Inside the 18, still maintaining that 3-goal advantage. Litzinger sitting on a brace. Finding that drop back. Regal, dangerous, and that one skips through in the middle, and that's what we talked about. Mentioned that slick surface on the turf. Fire that one low. And things get scary and dicey inside the 18, especially when that ball gets close to the 6. That one there, when it got past Mudge, again, not only was a great opportunity for her to maybe get a foot on that and put it on frame. Of course, for the goalkeeper, Stees had to worry about it sneaking into the back post. Going to be a John Carroll throw. Out to the near side. Petrizik looking for a drop. Cleared away by the Yellow Jackets, but going to be a John Carroll throw here once again. Update on the men's match at John Carroll right now with 23 minutes left to go. Still 1-0 in favor of the Blue Streaks. Now an opportunity, though, for John Carroll. Going to be a tough angle to try to put this one on frame and shoot. But maybe one you try to sneak in and drive low, get it just around the right side of the wall, and see if that thing can skip if you're Petrizik. Plenty of bodies there inside the 18. Instead, she goes high, looking towards the back post. Wu settles it. Wants this shot, and it looks like Smith's going to be offsides, and far side line judge on top of that one. So Scott going to be able to put this one down and send it out the other way. Regal out to Mudge. Right wing going 1v1. Rounding a run, looking to cross towards the back post. Has Litzinger. Takes a hard hop up with the chest. Plays it back across the 18 there and just cleared out only as far as Wolfinger. Plays her drop to Kaylee Neal. Jillian Neal turning. Petrizik, the freshman forward from Twinsburg. Playing Monin. Monin cutting towards the middle. Can switch this out to the far side. Has Smith. In the corner. That one cleared out as that one was delivered inside the 18. Looks like it might hop out of play. Being shielded off. Out for a goal kick. Smart defending there for BW, and now a substitution for the Yellow Jackets as it appears that number 15, Nina Lafko, checking in. I believe that's her first action on the night, and Jillian Neal will take a seat. In the middle with the left foot, the shot low, takes a hop, and Scott gets her body in front of it, just blocks it, knocks that one down, and easily picks it up. Mudge looking down the field. Philippi plays it out to the far side. Litzinger gets the header on that. Regal, Litzinger with the left foot, leaning back the whole way, and that one goes up and over for a goal kick. Of course, you're watching and listening live on bwyellowjackets.com. And a reminder that tonight's Yellow Jacket women's soccer match is being brought to you by Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics, Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, the home of the Monday Night Athletics Roadshow, and Antonio's Pizzeria of Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. What appears to be a white sheet of rain has just picked up again here across the field. It's been a bit off and on with the intensity, but this whole second half, the rain has continued to fall. Cutting in, low shot towards the near post. Takes a one hop into Scott, and she covers that up before any Blue Streaks can crash in on that one. We're under 10 minutes left to go here in the second half, and the Yellow Jackets still maintain that 3-goal advantage, 4-1. Litzinger putting her head down and driving. Touch around the defender. She goes to ground. No call there from the official, and the clearance for John Carroll goes out of play. It will be a throw, and substitutions for both teams. Number 9, Lizzie Bruce, and number 14, Julia Sutman into the match for the Blue Streaks. Bailey Hall, who checks in for the Yellow Jackets, wanted that shot from outside the 18 with the left foot. That one cleared by John Carroll, but there was a foul prior to that, and then the free kick. One back by BW, and squandering possession there as Wu comes away with it. Things getting a little bit sloppy here, back and forth. Having a hard time keeping that ball and finding feet. Number 2, Bailey Brown, and number 8, Morgan Gabriel, both in for the Blue Streaks, and John Carroll starting to unload their bench. Save the legs of some of their starters, as looks like a loss here on the road is inevitable at this point. But a matter of if they can get a consolation goal as they look to continue to push and cross this one, and it's stopped before it really enters the 18. Some matches can be very defensive. This is not one of those. The Yellow Jackets have had 24 shots tonight, half of those on frame, and wow! Hard challenge there. Maybe some frustration from Gabriella Walter. She goes to the book. Bailey Hall took a shot, went flying backwards, and landed a few yards behind where she got hit. Walter did get to that ball, but like I said, mostly body coming through there, and official trying to keep things calm out there on the field. Free kick directly from midfield for Lexi Thompson. Just over 6.5 minutes left. Headed out only as far as Philippi. Back to Thompson. One touch to Beringer. Right center back looking out to Wolfinger. The left back a little bit dangerous there as pressure was lurking. Wolfinger did quite well. Now a free kick as Wu was playing that one on the floor. A little bit of an issue safety-wise, and official blowing that one dead. Wolfinger's driven ball forward. Won by John Carroll. Maybe an opportunity to break going the other way. Next dead ball. Looks like there's going to be about 4 Blue Streak substitutions. Making a great run is Abby Smith down the right wing. Into the 18. Right outside of the 6. It's cleared away. Pressure not gone yet. There's a shot. Deflected. And any danger averted there for the Yellow Jackets. So mention of those 24 shots for BW, 12 of those being on frame. For John Carroll, still 14 shots themselves. 12 of those 14 shots, they tested Katie Scott. This cross into the box. One hops to Scott. She'll be able to push the gold jerseys forward. Roll this one out to Beringer. Thompson down the line to Hall. Hall turning, dropping the shoulder. Nice challenge there by Contoul. Contoul with the run. Going to be a chase, see if she can get to it and keep it in play. She did get to it just before it went over the end line. But a little bit awkward there for her as she was trying to keep it in play. Last off of her will be a goal kick, and now the dead ball brings a plethora of substitutions. Four and a half minutes left. Hall wins it back. Scatino looking to turn. Try to play the run there of Hall.
Serving for the Yellow Jackets, number 17, Alyssa Scatino, and number 23, Ellie Pinar.
Thompson
Number 20, Elise
to Hall. Hall, a bit of a heavy touch as she tried to turn. Now out for a Blue Streaks throw. So as we're ticking down to the final minutes here of this match, and Yellow Jackets are going to end up coming away with the win and end up improving to 7-6 on the year and 2-2 in conference play. A lot of credit to the Yellow Jackets because I talked about the hot start they had in non-conference play. Really successful start, just stringing a ton of wins together, only one loss just in the middle of all those wins to Case Western Reserve. Then at home against Adrian, a really tight battle, lost 2-1, and that started that skid. Had to go on the road, play against a top 10 program in Carnegie Mellon. Fell to Worcester, fell to Marietta at the start of conference play, and then a big loss, 6-0 against Mount Union here at home just a week ago. Now that win versus Wilmington got the Yellow Jackets on the right track. They've been excellent tonight. Put together a complete match, something that Coach Jim Whitekin, in his 5th year as head coach, and the coaching staff for him, you know they're going to be thrilled with. They have been excellent. Something to build on, and they are not done yet. Here's Hall, down the right wing. Tried to turn on the Jets. Defender catches up, pulling this one back. Scatino cross towards the back post and sails that one way high and way long. So it's going to be out for a corner, though, because it's going to be deflected. So that deflection leading to the corner, and also a substitution for the Yellow Jackets again as Brandy Philippi will go to the bench. Lexi Thompson, the right back. This one towards the back post, hanging up, and looked like gold jerseys were crashing in. A great opportunity at the back post. Mackenzie Stees meeting that one at the highest point, catching it. So talked about the Yellow Jackets and how well they played tonight. John Carroll, again, making it tough in the first half as well. It was back and forth. Offensively, a lot of great opportunities in transition. Just weren't able to get the ball past Katie Scott, aside from the penalty that they were awarded within the first 10 minutes of the match. Second half, aside from a 2-minute stretch, they've been able to at least somewhat keep things a little bit quiet as well. But as the Blue Streaks find themselves down 4-1, and they're going to fall in this one, they will move to 7-5-2 on the year, 3-1 in conference play. So, of course, mentioned Ohio Northern's 1-0 victory over Heidelberg. Capital won their match against Muskingum by a score of 4-0. So with their 3 wins and 1 draw, that will move them atop of the OAC standings. John Carroll will end up slotting beneath them. Otterbein and Wilmington in the last few minutes of this match knotted up at 1-1. And then lastly, also just going final, Mount Union beating Marietta by a score of 3-2. And the horn goes here, and the final whistle here. And the Yellow Jackets do wrap this one up 4-1. So before I leave you here this evening and want to thank everybody again for watching and listening live on bwyellowjackets.com. I want to talk about what is coming up for these teams as well. So the Yellow Jackets starting a little run 2-game winning streak now pieced together, looking to add on to that. They play on Saturday against Muskingum. And that one actually going to be at home. It's going to be senior night here from George Finnie Stadium. So everybody, if you didn't make it out tonight but you want to for senior night, make sure you do so on Saturday. And then as for John Carroll, what they have coming up next on the schedule for them, they're going to be playing against Ohio Northern, making the trip out to Ada. And that one should be a good one between those two programs. So a lot to look forward to as we're still in the first half of OAC conference play, but nearing that halfway mark. I will continue to be back with you here some more times throughout the soccer season for not only women's action, but men's soccer action here in conference play. For myself, Cole McDaniel, want to thank everybody once again, like I said, for watching and listening live. Enjoy the rest of your evening and stay dry out of this weather. Have a good one.